pemefro nye di nkomo pa sanso ana Mrs Faustina Kutu Echiampong, the wife of the late General Kutu Echiampong. Auntie anopai me mo ache pa me chia bebre ye ne auntie bi na ebusuafo ni nyina me chia mu nyina na say yese me wo admire bi e wo Dakuman ne din ne auntie Agata Saki ebinu fra no yomo ebinu so fra no Asamoah Anyere anopai auntie Agata Saki aka yomo aka Asamoah Anyere anopai me ma wache bebi a wo bia me chia bebre wo Dakuman chia pa dachi bi eni akire bia no me so me ba besra wo fie wate ai me ba besra sanse wo ye ena e ma me prekope mame ma bidwafo akwaba na ye hyase na yeni enkomo na afi ye hwese de niema bi si akwafa na momu no ifiada bai na miamenua ye de hye ya ebibia mona mefo ye ku babako jore ifiada bai na ye bepe ne korabre nti mona mefo nyina na no pai mamu nyina hyeden ene abusua ni nyina ye be no ewo dansoman nti mona mefo no pai mamu nyina chi chairman ene vice ne patron ne abusuafo ni nyina Friday ene be nti no ba o me se ne ye be hia na fe ya finalize niema na ye hu se de besi aye na afa ahansa na ebe kwa no ena no pe ye bedwafo a edi kan be kamensa na ye be hye nkomotwetwe na ase minifa so aye prince fosu sefa MPP amo yekunu di makoti ni ye papa I think last 2 weeks na ba ha no 2 weeks ago.
Definitely not more than 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Yes. Se bibia boko.
Pacho ya. Na why?
Because I don't know here pa. Ana me benkum so e chilling papa. Divine Nkrumah. Se me ka chilling papa wa beti ase. Aha, o jina ni che obi a. Director of operation Emma PPP amayoko. Divine bia boko.
It's not sure the man there so we pass about.
There some because we chilling papa. I mean, every chilling be chilling. How does it?
Chile do be boko.
Me dey ready ase. Dey ade ase. Na ye hwe se busuapani munko nso be kan nsa na fe ye hye nkomotwetwe na ase but onya maaye no ye be hye ye nkomotwetwe na ase na fe ye hwe se de niam si ekofa me hye se mfan free Ablekumanov na se ye hye se mfan free Galamsey no kono if ye fa Galamsey nhyase briefly ye wi a na fe ye hye se Ablekumanov sense ho ne ye ba bi a ye twaso Ablekumanov hu hia pa na fe ye de 24 hour economy na ba ye hwe ye Galamsey kun na kame say okunu ye kun a ye hu ni ti hu de nan aban ko still oha no eda so wo ho nansen ebe betu dwa se mame hanabisiu wono na waje agina mu a ono ye okọ ground so ankasa operation ekoye adwuma kire nkrofo China fo ene nema hudi hu bibere ebinum se nanam otu no nya namompa nti ye hwe no nyai enye na adwuma no ebinum so kire se enye na adwuma no sesai wo mo ye o madwuma e so mo ye ne nya na so no koye a citizen arrest kra wo ho nti se no so betumi abo nti so no ko tumi kwache China fo yi na ochi nipa be mienu miensa nan ehu excavators bitumi sizi bi no other institutions ana say other organs a wo mo so esiso mutumi hwe bi ye bibi etisa no so eye bi saa sanke betumi to susawo ana wadwene e kire wo sen se adwuma na mame ne ye na adwuma pa de ade tire man for criticize ye bi di ahun komo sense no na ye be hwe divine mame hye senfan fru so sense ye ka Galamsey nsem ya aka me say ya kwa ye hu ne ti ehu ne nan na de ma me yura ho na no pay ene ye nua ba bi a okọ Malaysia Kuala Lumpur na okọ restaurant so kokudidi ye Chinese restaurant na inscriptions ana ewo ho ai so okọ restaurant so kokudidi e bia na amanfo hia moa wo de ba mankrofo bia
Donation box.
o say
Donation box.
Ntino obetumi de nkrate bia to say nkrate ya de ma we ihia foto kakra na etumi de aboa onibie na se tumi de akoye BBC ene nasefo no call restaurant ho no krata bi da ho a krata na kire say water to Africa, a Chinese restaurant. Water to Africa. Until so did you
restaurant as me could people be
near Franco. Na mommy etie mamina samo kan ye na yemra.
China for a fucking ankasa. Higher Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Now me call restaurant as me could the people be table no so I almost say water to Africa. Almost say Africa for your new soon. Yen so nyina say enso nti Africa for into be able to aduane amunye donation ye fan ko yen so ma Africa for. And a China for the air la sulala ejiska o Malaysia. Or more so na be say yen so Africa ha medwe China for a fucking ankasa. Higher Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Now me call restaurant as me could the people be table no so I almost say water to Africa. Almost say Africa for your new soon. Yen so nyina say enso nti Africa for into be able to aduane amunye donation ye fan ko yen so ma Africa for. And a China for the air la sulala ejiska o Malaysia. Or more so na be say yen so Africa ha medwe
So we are Ghana ni na so tisa asem we a. I dey never wadwunem. Ye wo birim, ye wo densu, ye wo pra, ye wo fin, ye wankobra. Bebre, enne akesa ho, ye wo voter league. Enne ye wo tributaries ahodo bebre so. Divine. Me ho video me yem hye me. Esense yenso na asewa ha no. China ni restaurant ono akoko bio Malaysia no. Wasan de sakrata na koto se Africa fo nyenso num. Enti uto aduane a ye contribution kakra na ye fan koye nsuo ma Africa fo sense Africa fo ewu wo mu nyensuo no muti wo mu wuwu wo mu kure nso na ye che omo Ghana he divine wo ye Ghana ni maminti
yo meda se Agya Kwabena maminti a etiefo ne ahwefo nyina na mensanso mbo o production team ne nso abaso ewo djuma so ma amodi na ansa na meka Galamsey asem we no asem a edi hia but me ba show no me hu se na o kwam kakra efa akwan ahodo a aban ahodo no ne aban a ewo so yi nani agya akwan no cause serious issues e de ma manfo ewo yakwan so ne titiriw ne ye insawom Pokwase Amasa Mine Road. I think say abaya etwa mu ni abaya woso yi so bo ne de bebo obi a say amanfo mu asetena mu ehu hia say nhihye bia ye be say ye de mpuntu abra amanfo no ye nhihye say ye de ebe ma amanfo ho atom to a large extent but say ye de a ebe create challenges amon na otimu say nam ne kwan so the CA we share the state of sa in sound from between in sound to Amasama Pokwase okwan no state e wo mu sisia a kwan it should not take you more than 15 minutes it will take you more than 2 hours
yeah
na so what tika mu a obedwi so oteponko so okosei no abasei okosei no abasei ena e affect cars so vehicles are applies are stretching no nti mesra ban say nhihye bi e wo no me say omudigu akwan mu no moye no omu prioritizing na animanim ya no omunye because Agya uni made ba kwa ya ne say sa kwan we na enye imo trouble na enye kwan ya na ye asayo
na yetumi fa so
ye manage na momusimu be ye ni yie enti ka wunye ready ya ade na o class obu na o ma side sa kwan no ma bie mu abedu say you sen ka wunim say wunye ready ya ade na wunye ne kakra kopem time abedu ba bia wudu hwe sisi a ekwan ye da we bika entumi nko na o ma ye overpass the bridges the pillars be break in between na wunim sa kwan we impact enya ewo transport system no so no as say hwe ni address se say am no ka say wunim se say anko wo bebre divert e fa abri Kofodia road no to Insawom and I'm not pressure so about that sa ekwan no so sam no ka say between Eburi Pukrom to Nsawam kwan no and no start here say
because omo anya
say kasa ama it was say obi say double salansa esi ano aha no yenye ene ho no nso no
no so say nti bedu bibia ho nso be say aka ho
me dey mesre say so munye ready put so mo be ya ekwan no yedwire si yedwiri so
sa
omo dream feeling na ka ni tumi fa so kakra na se na ekeka koi enam ne kwan so kra and sometimes no kra no ye contractors for no so no se na omo ye adwuma ni bi we de show mo nsa no ebi wa wo wonder say like omo minim sika e mo omo nti omo ye kwan ne sa Agya Kwabena
divine
unim say between Oyarefa Tema na Bokobi Road asemu maka between Tema Oyarefa Abokobi Road unim da ye kwan no ye kwan no after elections after 11th December 2024 enya ye kwan no
11th December
ya enya ye sa kwan ye after 11th December na ye sa kwan no unim say na me no ka say ekwan esu atutu ekwan ye ni less than 5 months no atutu Tema na Bokobi Road asem na me no ka say so you ask yourself say se ebe ya na gebe tutu dia ni nya ndada na omu ni sai
no say quota no kwa ho di wo kakra
just 6 months pay you omu ye no within 1 week they start to say tutu any start to say complain no me patch here sapeti point and time bi o man ato no until mesre say penifo no omu a wo de contract sometimes no omu ntwom ani na omu nkwohwe kwa me fa so a omu na man for ato omu me come ani no ba Galamsey issue no Agya Kwabena Galamsey issue no won e asem a edika edinya esanso abeye oha kese aba beto Ghana for so Agya say wutu kwan na wonya opportunity na wokọ outside Accra to your villages ni rural communities na Agya nyo bi na be ka kire the extent ayi Galamsey essay yen fudie essay Ghana niama hwe me se mitu kwan e de ko Western region now him say Agya Kwabena can you imagine say on main road o be drive for continue more than 30 minutes to 1 hour ya say left and right kwan ni nyina ya Galamsey e mo ya mo creepy omo ya de aba even saying Lord kwan na ngasa na ya fast na ngasa na omo bedu ano pe o won wanyinam won linda do ho no mu nyina o ko be gro kwan no so a e kwan no left and right ni nyina ya de Galamsey e ma ho nyina ya tutu na onim ade ya wo mu ni say e affect yen fudie e san so say yen suo last time me nua bia nanum ye ne de o hwe me onam kwan no to do anyinam wo no mu arosi o to kusie aba betwa nanum ya ben kwan unim so papa kusie no nyina ya ahwea ne yam nyina ya ahwea so onsuo no onum nyina asai nsuo na okusie po no mu no asai
when you said to one west one hwehwe mu bi sister station ko hwehwe mu bi e wo etiwa west omo che say etiwa west kontomire banchi sa enuane ni nyina no mercury volume wo mu no eye more than they say wo mu say eye 1.5 ni wo mu a ebi 4.8 ene de etete sa
na lead no crown pass see wo ye nsuo mu ne ye nuane mu no hwe the water turbidity level ananka appropriate for ABI per se purify insular from the waterworks system now it should be between 0 to 500 UTI and now me no ka say and I'm 12,000 yes and now me no ka say water turbidity level UTI
me ba ye see chirem ni ahwe 40 ase yi say enso na ye nom no Ghana water for use man no yes say agene na asese dem po a ese say if 0
to 500 turbidity UTI
ne say the poor ne say ne hono ni nyina no 0 to maximum 500 and it's maximum this say akodu say
akodu 12,000 plus now him say ade be him say mercury and this almost cyanide no mo dey you know research actually say a consume a him say can take more than 50 years and sana presence the presidents won nsuo mu afimu
Some mercury cool.
Some mercury no saa de na ekọ ye mu obenya cancer e ma nkola e wo ana nkola no deformities ni ayi no e be dan nsuo no mu for 50 years. Iti no Galamsey nsam na ye ka na nya asem a ye de ka de di agro. Mo ba fidie so mu ko interview nkrofo bi o Western region omo ye yakayake acheke o se acheke omo de ba akra omo ye no in droves omo ye no e wo basket akesi mu so be kaya omo see nsuo a omo de ye no mu kotwa ye na nsuo na ye poto no omo see omo ni any other source of nsuo bi omo de be sa acheke no into ti akra ha na see o wo de nsuo ye emfa ho a omo ye omo acheke no wie o ho no mu a na omo distribute ko Kumasi de bi ba ye de bi be bro akra nsuo na wo no mu o see affect no na check na wudi no so all of these challenges no koso na Agya Kwabena ye ka ni say ni nyina no ameka sem kire ade ba ko a mimi hu say edi Galamsey yi etu atese one eye pesamin kuminya any the mindset of get rich quick like obi adwen ne ho pese onya ade onu nko abenya ne sika na ne ho atono tam ondwi ni nua ho nti no okọ a wo ka che ne say nsuo no emfa ne ho ko be fa so obenya ne ho sisie no ondwi da che ondwi nchirima ho hwe na Agya Kwabena unim say where we are heading no as a country no very soon if care is not taken ye bedu the rebel states na Mexico for e wo mu sisie the cartel system will take over the country because see no unim say wo a wo ko chuki no we are target. Wow, we are whistleblower no. Who problem? Wow, we are law enforcement agency ni so no. Won so kra no nkrofo no ne wo etwe. Now we care about Hanabisi efforts are we put in place na nka o say obey citizen arrest obey ensure say nkrofo bi o me Galamsey nkrofo complaining. When say one of the videos Okodu a district Okodu one of the Chrono police stations.
Yeah.
When say police commander na or kwanka or I saw bona mane no we seeking for help no police commander no mum ejina honum na all express frustration as if say onim de ntia ma me na ba ho say den no obeye along the line before omu kodo omanim no na police for no ama tip off ya ma nkrofo tip off but ma blocking road ya blocking road no according to report no and all of these things are happening now imagine say unim say na biso at a point no nkofo mum atwituo ewo mo so eni omo ko and that's where we are getting to is a big challenge. I think that we need to address it
asema okeda me de ba ko bi so because tanon nimirim forest
yes
every bi na yes forest commission for na nanama hen for ho no ene central for so mo ko ese so mu to go do ho omu do no match for block kwan ama machines forest focus is nyina no omu di tuo ni ase kan ejini nyina
yes and sa state ni mu na ebedu ba bia obi akita ni tika ekita ni tuo no omu de guide but the challenge on no say omu ye Galamsey no so omu so de kita sika no and when we allow the cartel system to thrive what will happen is that almost every elected leaders are mine and it happens in other places and no be sponsor candidates e dey abeto so no mu dey say system no I think say it's the same penny for them na see ho no mo crack whip now ni made ba kun so a mebo minister of lands and natural resource Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa mebo na baso because measures are omudi agu akwemu since our ban way back power no I think say some of them no some more makwenya no mo bekasa because I had the opportunity when we say since I started independence here Galamsey when we say excavator be beba Ghana ha bia na enye register DVL any registration yes excavator be any one mo a ye register it says excavator kra ebo car na destroy car oloro kwan so a
utu hu na chira kwan
unim say ban we ba ye e no mo dey policy ba say before because excavator nya dey twi oloro kwan so ye puli
yeah
or say say DVL for a register no port ho ansa na excavator no afio e no mo dey trackers so a share honum to ring fence the movement it is a concession no who ye adwuma e wo tesa no a to me move excavate that particular excavator no beyond because all our concession end Unim say minister introduces our policy say register we nyina. Last month in Kwam no kasa no 3,000 excavators akapota ye make clean. No, you see a microphone na importing. You see before be clear register. Obi am be claim ownership and I support one. Unim say Agya Kwabena na minim mpo. O de ya bisa minua kabori. Ya mu interview no na mo ne kasa. Unim say every month excavators e back Ghana in the past more than 2,000. Excavator boy any less than $800,000. Oh, see every month be excavator back Ghana every 2,000. And yeah import items no there a door so pan excavator rank second.
Yama excavator
rank second in terms of value. Yes, it only excavator kesi shani boyo na say every month be more than 2,000. And the bandem no can say 3,000 akapota. Ni ranu mo person be register. Omo fanko. Omo de ba. Omo jina su ya juma mi kiki. In the 2 months, otini kawia no scrapping. 2 months o ya juma wia no ma scrapping no. Enti no say excavators no. Yes, easy how bia because omo mi ya juma ni wie ti omo ka. The next batch no ba for another consignment too. Hwe on sa a video here about Bonte even saying abrewa ni crying say abrewa nkon crying forest here a kotu over 10,000 people are omoye mining wo a oma form a whole town community abrewa ni crying. That's what they did. And I see the forest no you say forest reserves na bro 80 something some no can say 40 plus co a co until you ask yourself say Oman no ye coin because Oman so I won't trees in the forest there. There's like why is this?
Baby a man be yam hihye me kakra kra ne ye. Owura Kandapa former national security minister ka say me say. De ma Galamsey kono ane ho nsam kan aye hu titru pa ne say foreigners na dominate pa. Na a pursue national security threat. Nti say Oman na say your whole national security minister etu we be na no aka say anamonto bi dwumade bi koso a se de ekọ no anhwe ya ebema omane bambo asai na se da so to na se ye hwe ne ya hwe han a political will no na ye ni ana se adwembe ne we yetimti ye sa
hwe Agya Kwabena menka se minchiro onim de ti a conversation me starting na me avoid the foreign intrusion aspect no we are deliberate pa so all the China for no one day but I'm smash that na me call because hwe Agya Kwabena ye nyina ye tu kwan nim sania eni amate Togo he impo no hwe se wo Ghana ni impo o cross border na se Togolese and lead you and facilitate movement it will be very difficult for you so be move it to even 100 the next 100 meters side that wedding China for ya e ba he yen Ghana for na ye di omo ba ye arrangements ma omo itu gidi say Agya Kwabena Ghana ni China ni pa eso be redeem pa na akakopie e wo tano ni mrem forest onu maybe sao omo ba yen Ghana for no na ye ba nya akoya arrangement na already sa company ni de omo akakosi wura ni mu na say omo tututuo etua omo kita o forest onu mu a omo hu so bi ba hwe unim say the Chinese ambassador were expressing the frustration about how we are handling the issue.
Yeah, so say any no more never
the truth is that see if Ghana for see a pay home, na ye do home, na see ye protect ye one. See ye allow foreigners. And we don't have to pretend to make it look like foreigners no. Omunya sorry ye no so fie sabi you ye see sabontin so ni be di uboni na o de fie ni aka kire no.
Sure.
Yen na yama foreigners for nkwa ne mama hu say yen yanka say yen serious people yen nim ye hu so hwe yen nyama yie na Agya Kwabena wokọ na no obi di agro no wagimi obeja agro ni di
baby so onya no so fa so nkwa de yen
it hu so okoto sebi obodan for abonte na so sa na sa ye ofe so obusuani a abide na how
yeah
woman how say obusuani how na be take care of. So if we are not concerned as a people, as Ghanaians, say, at the end of higher, you see, you be encouraged, you be entertaining South Chinese for normal baha. That's what you will face. Omomoba, at the end of the day no say dey so ye ko amanfo kromu a ebi omuso mu bibi hayen fire ho dey be CBNC no it will happen the same way hwe Agya Kwabena see omra wa say foreigners ento ade omokola omunye retailing omunye sa na mo say o dey certain amount of money
omaje afa
oko tudu oko mokola
circle
abosokan
so
magazine bobodin obeko no enye China for na nim say oko to China ni no a onu no to no ogigi sika no oko bi san document abeko no na Kofi Mensa ado ni di na da shop ne so na China ni ne te onu mu air front nti no oko chi China ni nu a o chi na enya hwe o hwe o ya chi ni bibia enye because in krata ni bibia no Ghana ni na afront no to honum na nipa de dididi nti ye na ye ho bone me say it's a saban a cracky whip and you know just say omo care about whose us is God and I say when na ebe affecting no I think say so omo organize omo sweepy all these forests ni other water bodies no but you know why this is a big challenge, it's difficult to handle no? Because the mining community is also an economy of nkrofo ye adwuma mo so ensabe bibi be ko mo nsa so I think say aban no
enya hu bibi
enya say me dream say o na me no ka say Galamsey asam ye tumi njaika na ye tumi so me jai farmer politicians for no say maban aba osimasi na enkonko lidi eju be ba no MPP for efi honum no NDC for so so maban na aba sa feeling no a ye dey politics a ye dis assassin ye politicians for the entire ya ba ye betia simi asan nyama no we shouldn't entertain it anywhere.
Okay me da say say udwe ne mani bi ho a na I say ensem apeso ka no kra no na wanu mu ato hwe say China ni na ye de adwene ko China fo nkwan so a aya na yi wetu aka se wo mu na ye ne bibiri pa anti no ye betumi ebu mudin sa sina divine kan yi no ye Ghana fo yi a ane ye don bae o man soro mfi o mu krom keke ne bae ebi no kra be ba ku bi rabi ga bi wa ho ba ko na hwa kwara ni tini ni tirinwi a o se China ni na anyem no ma na awo na China ni na adwane
meso kra ba ku bi a me friend chinchanyo China ni na
baba na obi ni me di come I take last week yes ochina ni na Sunday be ni week na na ye di nko no se okwa sankragwa a wo mo area bi wo ho a China fo nko na wo ho wo mo disco night club ni China disco ni ma nyina wo mo nko na wo ho o casino mo to chacha ye ne ma hodo bibiri na e ho obetu akoye wo China man mu usuru kra so ba kwa kokoye enti ye bisa se ye ne atena hyejeje ho ma asama fa yase eye leadership failure ana ma yedru bebia yedru na sense se China ni eto ko bi restaurant e wo Malaysia Kuala Lumpur no de krata akokoto se water to Africa enti se wodidi a ye contribution kakra de emfa nkoye nsuo ma Africa fo a Ghana ye ka ho betu aka se Ghana asam na wonka hu na mo nka se Africa se Ghana yesu aseche the whole of Africa bia no ma bia nsu aseche yen die enti Ghana asam na oka no enti yesu kakra sika kakra na ye mfa nkoye nsuo ma Africa fo sanse Africa fo enye nsuo no muti wo mu ewuwu ade na kire yenwu but they foresee say ye be wuwu anya sa no mo pa kire yen minia yes sir
mo achin bio me chia atiefo ne ahwefo nyina so I hope so be a ho ye
good
yeah prepare for D-levy. So D-levy no am say
on the
16th
yeah
it be 2 weeks be okay tie another week or so and sana say na banti no an ye dwendwen ho but am say divine e can be about a kwan no and some kwan no me ade me nso majai sa kwan fa majai sa kwan fa be some few months because a bubu at one point now I'm a driver be one honi years na no a new on that road and me shocks you know at one point or a mistake na speed and on it baby I got to so na send a coin one shock at least one side able complete point mubu you know If you know how much a shock
cost
and the purpose is exactly to avoid the shocks.
Shocks.
And no mu boom so enti aban no emma omo enye wild na omo ma contractors ne so wo muntua finance minister e ontua obi aka ama even at some point no na NDC MPs kra no complaining say payment no ne ade no because MPs no saman for ho yira omo contractors ho yira omo say MPs ya no mbekwa ko hu omo ne ade
na before ye be meka onunya fo amakwata wo say me hwe me phone no so na me hwe me phone no so onunya fo amakwata ehye ye bo sometime back na pesa me hwe video na ki say at a specific obshe date bi sa date ni bedu de na sa nsawom akransawom road no na wie
I know but say na amakwata ono ofi so kra nsa na another minister eba pacho wo de ni de sisi ano asenso wache ababe ono no de after amakwata and as say your friend Abuja and ameba nso aba government there continue so enti with all due respect amakwata any time na ye den etwam and we can't go back on any of those toaba government no as they say almost no na adwuma so as far as I know no yes arrangement ni nyina na financing is in place but financing in place no doesn't mean so when you be ukoya no wako jiska was will be signing so no be release iska no na contractors no etimedia ye adwuma nti aban ye te so no sisi ye o masede so was omo ye na omo jai ne ye so omo ntue ska no ayete say yes government were settings government no criminal settings government they like settings too much so dollar yes 10 something uko kromu bia nzu bisa ade ne nam 12 to 13 so ena omu to gold reserves aban dada otwa mu eja omu building the gold reserves from about 9 tons to 31 since aban by yes ni omo ade nem say enuru 4 kra since for 6 months ena omu tugum se na be $1 no ebeye your friends no mo de agentia na ade supposedly ebema prices are from prices in so no encode that fast obia who follows anema onim say for prices to really reflect with the exchange rate it take about 6 months only business for nyina ka so be ka kiro so into omunye no omuntua contractors ne ka na eniema adwuma bebre na aka wose ye na ban ja eniema bebre so ati ase bi yewie bebre ne yewie was so omoye na ye free ho na eniema movie na progress na ye hwehwe no ayeden a continue with that said no Galamsey matter we no Galamsey ne de hu ye because utum sa ban adada Ghana for pa o ma dada Ghana for so and minue kase o kase na ye amamufo no was ye say ne but the responsibility no lies with the government, especially government they almost brought the country to a standstill. Omunkrofo led the charge. By the time ye election move 2024. Now some of the labor unions no cracker say yenya indefinite strike. Even a teacher for cry papa jumpo ya they say why CEO position here and Crawford I can say all the time. He took ne union no you tag for omo at the trend omo chiro mining kran and shed that nye omo area directly also omo ko indefinite strike because of mining
and can omo bi I did not Ghanaians are
they are Ghanaians
they
are Ghanaians
yes so
but I'm saying say a teacher for the nkame hu ye na hono and yet direct sa ka hu ye wo hwe bibi to say some of the environmental folks near the crown and common lead charge no and ye nyina ka ho asem say this is an interference in elections so to say at least some of us had that opinion. I wrote an article and in that article I made a point to say this is political moves and yet about Galamsey per se. And maybe so, yeah, the sebi I say we don't care about Ghana. So tiase, entini kasa. We need to save Ghana now. What has happened? The president said, say, Elia, in 2462 or so. Also, the one that Elia allows some controlled mining in forest reserves. Also, be repealing. No repeal. Joy News, carry your friend is saying an expose recently. So many rastos. I show say a whole forest reserve. Our more filling station. They say a filling station with fresh mining going on all over the place. If you go through the list, I have a bunch of places escalation all across the country. Wasakupon satellite images Asankregwa showing escalation of mining activities since this government baby to say Tiwa West, for instance, there is escalation going on. Omati task force, May 29th, there was a task force so far no, we are not seeing any difference. If you look at various forest reserves in various regions, places like Jimira, Afao Hills, Tanaunya, Ofane Shelter Belt, Anyaso East and South, Subri, Enchi Forest District, Western North, Akusu River, and a Brim River, worsened situation, all escalations all over the place. And the president promised, no repeal the Elia Emma Forest Reserve. They say also omonye. Until the question, I'm saying almost the new one, instead of the repeal. And this is the same government that through late 2024 was saying said the government can stop Galamsey within a week. Within a week, that there should be a state of emergency. I was here declare. What has changed? What has changed? What is the government waiting for? Divine is talking about how many champagne souls excavators each month. Also 2,000 or so. Very scary. Yes, register money. Register at the end of the day. The proof is in the pudding. Galamsey is escalating. And the government and this ruling party told all Ghanaians, said they had the answer. They cared. And they galvanized the country, say, we have to stop Galamsey now. The president was asked, so he should declare a state of emergency.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the thing has worsened. And we're dilly-dallying around the problem. Are we really committed to this or not? At the time, some of us were telling Ghanaians, say, government, or at that time, party, pushy this Galamsey fight, say we must stop it in 2024. Stop! Galamsey areas in 2020, they went around, told them, say, they will release those that had been your friend is saying the then candidate and now President Mahama had told them so about obey release you obey amnesty and they were the choice of those areas. In fact, MPP lost so many seats in the Galamsey areas. So how can you trust these people to be the ones that will lead the fight? And so far, no. Where is the sense of urgency? Where is all those environmentalists who said we need a state of emergency now? I am not going to say anything new. We should hold them to their own words. All those state of emergencies now, almost can't say Ghana needed at that time. No. I throw it to the people. I throw it to the government. Don't we need it even more now? What are they waiting for? A state of emergency, no, so that we can stop this immediately, like they told President Kufuor that he needed to do. That how we can redo this. the right way.
Yeah, ade no se de esi ikono. De ne tie me make sure ye hwe se de esi ikono. Ade ne hya se bribi me ameti hei. In 2013. Na omuso betu gold e wo denso ho. E wo chebiduma se de potrase. I said no. Fortunately, minya ho kwan e use platform yi. Eye UTV. Any Peace FM. Na saa time no Chairman General Kwamse Faka me frɛ na nopa na mo denso no ho. Na my report. Mr. Chairman de ekoni o. Ghana fo atie. Na denso no me say bom say na me nom na yetwa na da be news wa. In 2013, 2014. Until the woman to me and to gold no da up to 2016, 2017. 2017 by ya mo say 2018 mo na mo so mo kokoye community mining e wo ho. E na kohwe se de ho siaye. Asai kura. Enti ade na ehya se fi baabi, amedu baabi a ewe. Ade na so say as politicians, because me am itire show require me nibi. Nipa etu no. They know them. Ye ni mu say asemesi no benti wonum na etu. Enti ni sa wo kwakwache obi ono no ti operator a o no operate. Anyo no doctor excavator no a. Ane na adwuma be na wa sa wonya hwe. Kimpin no wa akiri. Na labor na wa hye no. Duane hini no. Power no wo ho. Wontwa duane hini. Branches na outete. Why adwuma?
Yeah, I just submit to me I chime in quick briefly. Send ya ka no. Aban no a wote so yi. Emma enipa bebre agiti say aban dada no and ama Galamsey na West. Meanwhile, when you go through the records, one more aban dada che one machines aye beni e wo krom ha. The cost to the NPP political party was enormous. It was unbelievable. Is the NDC willing to take any such risk? So far, no. I'm sorry to say. They don't deserve any praises. With all due respect. Hanabisu, I just CSO or co-host here. So what to say is all my warning is Wunyai. The news is that she has been warned. So desisted from that activity. Yes, I don't want to she will be at risk.
When a man is a warning.
That's the NDC Nimpeni for. Yeah,
when they took us as some penima, I buy a banana or Kubina so Kubina so be Yemiso the Paco when the
American said this is being reported in the news. Yenina say Ghana ha. Sure. Ye be so be continue and as will be jai. So the proof is in the pudding. Okay. Sometimes we can say no credit. I'm sure my colleagues on the other side will say Sentisa nominee. But you know Ghana for bear says Hannah beg to me continue and as will continue. Okay. Until they don't have the will. They have been profiting from Galamsey politics. And now they have to act. Okay. Until no my say the people now bet me a fight here. And they were telling MPP government so bet me fix it the problem immediately. The people cannot fix the problem themselves. So how can you say we'll try it? Some will stop the community mining and so the government which benefited greatly from Galamsey politics need to be asked to fight. Honeymoon, no, they say a year. Honeymoon, no, they should start acting. Okay. And then near the year politics, whether it's LGBTQ or Galamsey and all these things, or Yusu Ghana for Dada Ghana for no. It's time for them to just come through. Okay. They should just do what they said. Say, what's here, you know? West. We are not asking for anything new. They should just hold. Preaching here, the winning power. No. Okay. They should just come through for us.
Medasi. Abusia penye monko. Enso ababe kayensa anopa abusia akwaba.
Ejoso, Agya Kwabena.
Bibi aboko.
Obade de achaye.
De urade ase.
De pachi yende. Na say yedanase.
Yeah. Anopa Galamsey nsamo na yeka mo na mo aban mu. na ye bo video bi na sabere no am say onya medru ha prince anka e be possible na nko betumi asansi video no so a
onse so na ja ayi ye betumi ya announcement na police phone call on say ya na motorway ni sugugu kakra accident
esi o motorway
yeah truck driver the truck be yes, and you can imagine the
For
traffic alone and pay way and so to
it's almost fit me ba
before the KICC bridge. Yes, I want underpass be all.
Yeah.
It's underpass no after Botema underpass no that area.
Potholes na say baby mobile and mobile and training kakra we na no ya sign agency.
No problem. Tama police for ne Lashibi ne Sakumo no ne baby abimbe police for nyina mo fa mo ni nkire motorway say accident bi so we dey waka me kora no pay truck bi so say esi of anchor run about ho a truck bi ye ni bibi e free eno so say yi flat board ni bi na lodu ni ma na say of anchor barrier ho pim enti say to week bi o mo ko ton fan free ho no mo ntuaka mo ton fan free ho kora na yi wo mo ntuaka say na be ya ma traffic en ko member of anchor barrier na no pay ye be sere pa enti ebushapeni na ye bo video bi aga na ni baby akwa China prince say utie me say ubetumi abosa video be say ha ntie
Malaysia Kuala China for fucking ankasa ahaya Malaysia Kuala Lumpur na me call restaurant ase me could the people be table no so almost say water to Africa almost say Africa for ye ni nsuo nom ye nsuo nyina say nsuo nti Africa for wu enti obi abepa aduane a munye donation ye fa nko ye nsuo ma Africa for na China for the edi eye la egiska o Malaysia ha omo aso na be say ye nsuo Africa ha medwe ho
Ebushapeni osi restaurant ni e China for restaurant wo Malaysia Lumpur na omo de krata to so didi ya no why contribution kakra South Africa for enye nso num to mu and se e kasa nso ho asem a Ghana ye ne yesu asai ye ko Sahara ho de ne be kasa bi nso na ni ho ye so bontin bebre mo ase ni nyina asai nti odi yedin agi sika o Malaysia ene so yeto na yamakwa na yenso nyina asai mo na mo aban mu sa video e be ye den na kire mo sa aban about the fight against Galamsey and am ese mutu esanse be bia duro no se we atumi akodu Malaysia mami tio
Jamida say min chia o ne production team ene me nuanu ma me no ngashia divine na Sifai yes I mean chia munyina na min chia ahwefo ne etiefo na fei yen mampani John Dramani Mahamani na abedi achiri Professor Jane na no poku ajimai da munyina ase Agya Galamsey fight the one say obi ye no ho anoma kokone no dan no ho ye no ho dua boroni a no beka bia edu ba bia na ya asem fam edenti de mame kasa wo hwe fight na nkasa na se okon a ye de kun Galamsey na enye say ye de to obi trim say mine ne nya adepa it's not that one we are not talking about responsible mining and you be any worker say enya adepa aban bi any wo si ho kwan by na mprempren ye ka ho asem ne ye okwan a ebirimu di won anua abo won ho safohene na won aye say wo be say yen akwai na won asay ye insuansu a efihi ne ya ba bedu ai minim say wo start kan say bi wo be kaya me ma abo wa baso wo ha wo Galamsey fight da yes say work as a journalist bi obi odi kan pass of fighting journalist or fighting Galamsey from a goodie to ne mrakwan awon faso eye wo Agya Kwabena any UTV because why ye be papa me do baby no kura dem say threat ni ade bem
ene ne nyina
because we here want to say we be si wo no one fighting and this is not the first time and you say previous administration be now fighting we here fi John Mahama amemunos emreso and edimu ne fei edu baby ayaba be do nei Agya Kwabena yem penim focus em be say no ode ahwere ba fie no ono de once na ba fie Ehina no ma kwan say a Ghana for to me first excavators go see forest mutu agode. Who did that? Who did that? Say you allowed miners without even license to go to forest, our forest reserves to go and mine. Who did that? He no di kan yes had it. Many years fatie on na me yoku for what can say be between show ndi na profu fe na Ghana abara. Ana ma pe e no buy no ngam say fe dey fighting menace na eye. You license, you give authority to people to go to the forest reserve to go and mine, even without license. And the president defended those people. President Akufo-Addo, former president. Maybe I'm going to me. So mining act that no kasi ya buy yes, you be repeal, you be say no. Nkabe be use ayibi.
But someone need you home. I didn't know more repeal here. Also be use words on it.
I don't know, say. So the car man penning.
Oh my God.
And MPP man yoku. Ghana for mutebe ye. Say yet to abama me yoku. Which article 6 that Ghana article 6 I there no ka. Say a Japadini idea one man you nyina a show sada obeyini ye said ye be ya man for no beto. No to be Ghana for nim. No man say to me. Now catch you say young forest aye nina no ma reservoir to wa e ma yem frama. E boganda chidom. Wonko mu kwesen, wonko tumu. Tu. Insuensu aja yin unim say yen nyina ye gware wonsu buda. Me nim say bia say fe gware wonsu buda na.
Ma gware wonsu.
Yes. So what happened? What changed? What has changed? Yin nyina ye gware ebi wo kra ye nina no mpademfo papa fu bi wo ye gware too much wo tumi hwe yen. When you know some megwari bi no has say montari asie you develop way because say you go gware to be into man ade because you soon you cleaner e kan you to be gware enu na ya sawnom ye kwafum ni ye bedu nsu ensu a ni ya tu kontomire ana say ejama haban ni ebunu ni ya say onsu ni bi anom edan na obman pani bi betino manyi so mfie wo twepe enya mayoku bi de wo se yenya bi bia nenka ema even mo friend is engineer the bia ya na Kedashigbe ekutumi ko jina president eni mka je president wan kasa wo chairman of region bi jumu dini o se nsu o se kwai president ka je so onye o ni pa de ye bi whereby ya minister kasa ba out abe issue statement say to me could license the Wakosha forest muno tugu. Now sometimes no repeal law na enye. Sometimes civil society were asking you to repeal the law. Presbyter because it's LBGT here okay. Presbyter for paying pa moderator catch the president na Akufo-Addo what we say president we di abompaya ma obribia we sa LBGTQ plus no sign ade no maye nansa na ko na nye legacy. They told him Nebufu ikura. On my speech, you can correspond. On na no can be you just ignore him. Now you have moral right to tell someone about 6 months. Just another day 5th, maybe after 2 days, and send the president among him, yes, 6 months. 7 July, you certainly 6 months. What has changed? What is wrong? I didn't know yakuno. You because you know a visual some show a hatchery mofra edidem any ade. And maybe a bahane be woeful so cry. Moyi ni ade chere bebre ni akaw yen. It is yere kokona. Mama ye hu say okona ye kono yen dache. Mprempren de me no sefa. Anya dan a ye di be 40 years ye twabi. You see yamran to bring money down here the kakra ye di nchene kakra na ye ma
51
you see I am more than that Agya Kwabena namu ayi namu divine namu but ye at least yet to be kakra na mofra na ya wo no future is what we are talking about. Listen o man penny buy no say there be sad way ye be tu ase tie obi obeka chose Galamsey no na sikura de ebeko no eyeden because eje dem kan na kwa be nkoroma mere so nyina no de shovel ni ade ya na eye no wodidi ne dem imane ne kakra de wo be ye no wodi adidi eno ho but yensuwa no ntimprepre ni omampani eye amakofibu a minister oyi no but the niema atutu kwem yenya water blue gas water guard meboa
omunya hwe
yo omunya hwe nto sa nkrofu ene tumi ko ene wo ko hu nipa ko hye kwayem ene nsusu ya adwuma ama ye tumi ko kire wo ma ye season excavators this time excavator bia ni wa ye season ayira wo excavator bia anyira ye
mo nipa is excavators here o catch Ghana for excavators
and into a issue statement you just go online right now is there. She never said that.
Hey,
no, she never said that. As some kind say, omuko nwure ni mu no omuko hu say nkrofo egu nwure ni mu na etu ayini ye makomaku aduanan 40. Oni biribia na kade wo be kire wo. So what she did ni so buy me mobilize and offer low bed ni ade say yenko and police ni ade ko ni yenko fa. Yenko no sa nkrofo no obi akoma wo hinti ma 33. Woman to be a year few in Muredim. Into mine no at least and Koso. But if somebody now could do that, so Jumano, until they arrested them and impounded the excavators. This is what she said. And it's a factual. Niamo possible twisting Nia Juma. I just remember so. I bring the Niema to Tunakwemi. Na Niema or the to Tunakwemono, Ubia who say, no Kwansuni. See, last month, now excavators are. And now Susu Ebagana no, it was about 2,500 last month. To them one ship eba. And yes, a porto nkuano na ne egu a what county ya one clear over 4,000. Yes.
1 month.
1 month.
1 month.
4,000.
The account from the minister. Young shame.
It was serious when I heard the briefing. No, me say, hey, now when excavator back was funny. About 80 to 90 billion.
Yeah, $800,000.
$800,000 converted by current exchange rate. So I say billions, and these people they don't care because when them so see forest anymore within 2 weeks or make tomato can for. Now excavator year juma within 1 week. Ube konu juma ube di football fields be 20 to be said. And ye nuanom so be kaya mribi kenda pa I can't send me. O say any party na ye hu was half fight mu ne hu aya wo kono say foreigners aya amanonefo anana benfo e de wo hu agem na sankrofo no wo hu gem they weaponize themselves and the business now we were sophisticated weapons. Recently some Jamfi aya press conference aya gold board CEO anama MD1 oye press conference somebody kaya pump action Ghana oje fit Chinese funko we 12 na 12 na could be load 8 rounds pump action Ghana you automatic ni na 8 rounds into the dia so okoku we so destroy and sana wakako fafufraba so million Ghana for no kwani ni abide hyehyɛ yode ato won say Galamsey no ono onye bi wotumi de ne nesi for my catcher say we ye ne abemu appointee. That is the most important thing. So person we ye Galamsey a pra wo fim count yourself
na the ye okono say the isi koi I can hear say so far ye hu bi ewo social media hu police for so na ma omutu I remember me say ba ko bi kwa me hu enra say o makochi nipa bi a national security for me no say me nsaka ho ena wo machi nipa bi so de aka ho police for na kokochi wo mo ana come here say nipa ni bi ho mo nyo omo wo pen so be ye adwuma no me kai pa one day bi somewhere about a year ago be 1.5 years no pen bi shia mo down ho we money show no say jump say me no kasa kakra me no oye sojani
okay
no say where sa oprisi hot ne hwan na no ka ho bi
yes
na sabo ka cha me ne seja no kura ne say yeso jafo e kofold no adwuma nya
yes
na mom ebra yesi yetu mu tu Galamsey ni bi ewo police depot ha no yenya information ye ko no almost say mama nko monko Tesano police station.
Yes. So ha no mutu.
Enti samanyofo betwe wo monsa e de obeyi wo monsa afiri ho a. Yama mu 1 week. Bibia besesa. Anim ha ya. Oyo so je panin pa.
Eja ya mpa.
Enti no.
Ade na mo politicians mo hwehwe ankasa pa say say
government.
Ade na mo hwehwe pa say enti sa aban do entumi nka say enne me aban ma hye say mo bia to Galamsey mo bia ntena kwa mu bio me masemadu no na 24 hours wo be hu okwa mu a wo hye ho no ene na wo du ti beje aban tumi nyesa aban nyesa within 24 hours within 48 hours within 72 hours yetumi brena se kwara prekope yetumi nye
eja no kware yebetumi because no kware yebetumi because wo hwa
se ye wo power no nko a
wo power no na do buy na some media coalition fight Galamsey no stop Galamsey now no buy no na do kosum say we nya no ho ese ode no ho kofra and no stopping no kwani ni stopping ma insurance ya say na ye fine obia ye why ya dey within 2 weeks no ye na fe dey ye din no o release o mo no won je won concession nyina no amfa masa ni pa de biem and only the obia betumi aye sakaka motobeni obia betumi ayo and one ma party members anything Professor Frimpong Boateng owns report to say any pay what presidency no one way involved me bado hwe again I read this thing and now no paper the report no because nkofu bi wo presidency ya president banka sata wo nachi ya woye Galamsey including president da ni fitiri wo chabi ni youth organizer etutu ho ono no kokko reclaiming land no
propaganda
from Paul Boateng and Kasasa
from Paul Boateng said this. He said it unless maybe one day the report it is in the report and President J report no Otina report no so for 2 solid years until from Paul Boateng say obi say why you no professor say obi on number be chain o koliki information say yenya said na me ready so youth organizer and we no ne ye hukura wo mo say wo say that buy so oba be community mining
no crowd say bibi
and no fit ye
say youth organizer we betimi akọ president if ye akọ mining
ne ye hu wo mo say president to me and kan kire from Paul Boateng so wo Professor I say me and me reclaim land no I reclaim the land because no ye minister no ye in charge it will be denied but no accept no if you no hear the report no and the shame is there it's printed well printed
I say national women organizer
yes I move from say no friend is a KJ
fu that one so everybody knows
no ye also alliances so
the
government no solve a problem and stop blaming the previous government
no relax if I want the Togo
get to work you stop it within a week what are you waiting
unless
for
you
stop blaming KJ who is an illegal mining person small scale
unless you quote to me
we are not here to discuss
just quote it to me Don Mama Nkasa
you made all the
Don Mama never said that you will stop this 1 week within 1 week
no but there are people who your friend is saying Sam George
your president
on your president
or your vice president
but he's a minister
no
and said no and they were all part of demonstrations we will stop this immediately
Mama Nkasa
and Nemakwa president now you're not doing it
Mama Nkasa
and to stop blaming the previous government and get to work stop blaming the previous government
former local government
minister on the crowd was saying that they know DCs MCs or involved with Galamsey she made that statement I said they know omuye no man here obebo omudi but what they are oyitabu koto no suntu to me amo but when you obi ehun say fight any koso and you don't tell me say 8 years ade a odi abese no within this 6 months and 5 months no we say all of a sudden we change the fight is on and we are fighting it and that board crowd even in Kwafo Yasia to fight the illegal go smuggling ni ade nyina no ye ba be lanchi ni nyina ka ho No, we say Yagani. Oh, fight it. And your rhetorics. We are not going to tell people stories. We will tell you that this is what you've done. And after telling Ghanaians, you have a choice, pragmatic measures are here to win. If you any blue water guys here, ministers are not involved. Minister said he is not involved in Galamsey. No government official that have appointee who be to me appointing. He said this man in the government is doing or involved in Galamsey. No NDC man has imported Galamsey excavators.
Wow,
I know.
You are just deceiving Ghanaians. The thing has worsened.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, better who says excavator. Yeah, we did the above your children.
No, don't worry. You see, but the one and now about beginning and call it. No appointee can do that. Under Mahama. Mamika Sabitro is under Mahama. And on one body. On the national parliament that. A Yabuga Peli, a former Marado. Uyi mine. A under Mahama. And on one minister, deputy minister, Potina came with the private conversation, just having a private conversation. Say, I'm not going to steal, but in politics, I'm planning that anytime I'll get $1 million. Politics in Majai, make up your business, make up bra. Mama say, hey, now do you know what you are doing? When say, and come here, me constituency, me Ghana ye answer. No mum side out there, no one compromise. Oh, in temper, so what I say, this is the leader we are talking about, or your honest leader. Never cross and Bakaya, never friend Sikakura, or cast a first year. For Mama, stress free, move say no fees, stress, or what you are, Emma, friend, and Casa confirm. A Brimus said no one doubt too because previous administration, I shall went to me yet. It is no one name said President Mahama bit to me yet. Now, so no Musikano. Oh, this is the leader we are talking about. And he's going to fight.
Just talking about him.
We are going to fight this menace once and for all. So Bekaya Mahama Mereso. O take steps so fight here no. Any penny impediment to na be mo Kofi many as for your tia. On one crofo, o can say President Mahama the helicopter coach bi. Eastern region. Ekofa no o can say Chebi Galamsey headquarters. I am fear watching land of Ghana or organizing one demonstration against him. And Namuti at him Kwamunum dream. He didn't see that he didn't soon to be South Densunum. Now, that may catch you will be say, South Densunum, Sudan, the wager.
Send and quarry.
Ha! Then Sudan, Sudan, wager. And look at the number of people who living in that community enclave will benefit you on wager.
Wako Amenfi, Wako Wasa. Again, no name Chibi. Why pick on there? What wasa? Why was he picking? Politics in Ghana. That's all you're doing.
Government secondary schools.
You're not serious about fighting anything. You're
talking about Menfi.
You're just talking politics.
Agya Kwabena Okasembi. Mami Magana Fontias say, yeah. Mami Magana Fontias say, and you know da. Say because of Galamsey, MPP lose all the mining. No, incompetence, lies. Or Kwanga will fast to Ghana for a tour. And the power bar Ghana for any of my sure whatever Ghana for so. It's more dinner what you do among no come out who what we do Ghana for so. I don't know what you see because the Jacob want to be kept age group. The be away your juma for 70-80 years. We invest in Sika. Now catch and say, I will take your money. And you money knows something they start to show to me for just 5 years. Say me pardon, so you be don't turn on them. It's said to the model. We are a former chief justice. So for Yakufu, to make a demonstration against your government. These are the things. Integrate Accra yet to Galamsey. Greater Accra yet to Galamsey. Say to the Olusi, the Galamsey, the Olusi. That story they should tell. Go and tell the Marines. We are not those people are over to me and Kasana Congressian. I am everybody. Name in pre Ghana from Mutiebe. President Mahama Munyamuni Mujidi say, Aye Galamsey fight, no. What you na mompa na obewie.
It's about the seat na musumulusu.
May respond 2 minutes. May respond briefly. Okay, never be brave. First of all, abaye twemu 2 minutes. Abaye twem no crisis are by way facing.
Aye.
No government in the history of
Russia,
Ghana
Ukraine.
faces a crisis in
Russia, Ukraine.
Russia. Let me tell viewers. Russia oil produce a close to 11.
Please, Russia, Ukraine.
You need to stop. Respect. Why? Respect. Also be arrogant. Be arrogant.
Respect me. Did you respect me when I was talking? You did it.
Yes, but he wants to take over.
Then apologize. Apologize to me and I will do that.
Okay, me that's it. Okay. Me apologize sama mu nyina yenko.
Okay. So as I was saying, no, Russia and Kwa produce close to 11 million barrels of oil a day. Million. Iran. Kakrebi by na president by a news conference near Iran produce 3.3 million barrels a day. 3.3. Russia 11, right? Just under 11 million barrels of oil now Russia produce a day. Iran, in fact, embargo beyond to Russia, Iran so. Russia was actually, there was an embargo, NATO to Russia so. Meaning so more you need to most of these Western countries. So for a period of time. Imagine 11 million barrels of oil a day. That's probably about 20% of oil supply each and every single day for months. And the impact I have here. Government will deal with, you know, what would be that? You only so can or say government, you know, haircut, as if so be to honor shed. What the last government dealt with, you know, government in the history of Ghana, our faces our problem. Not even Rawlings in 1983, and no, a come and a buy 1 year. I was very much alive and mihuni at that time. I'm 51. And I can tell you, say, planes were shut down, borders were shut down for about 1 year. GDP that was averaging almost 7% a year at that time, from 2017 to 2019, went down to 0.5%.
It's after 2019.
World GDP, soon after, 1 year after COVID, and your friend is saying Russia attacked Ukraine that disrupted oil supply. In a way that has
to 19, what happened?
Economy was moving in a great direction. Everything was on track.
You remember saying,
but I'm just saying, I'm just trying to let him know, say, near dealing with haircut near day. We apologize for it because it affected people. But when you be any crisis happen now, you deal with it. When you had a crisis with Doomso for nearly 4 years, you could not solve Doomso. Doomso nyana fene COVID. Any Russia-Ukraine war. And yet, no in any way. And yet, doing so to me crashing the economy literally brought our economy to its knee. You could not solve it before you left office. And please, don't come here and tell us be na shed down one mouth as if it was intentional. It was a crisis. And you deal with crisis.
Maybe I'll say. Nso bi so na share da ema crisis you to say dum so no emra.
No,
say in Kenya ho nsem no. Eshase bribi abesin ko mampande da je kufo kra ma so fo bi ko gina ko so so ko bompai.
But it was under the previous NDC government energy in some right when the crisis happened you manage it and you come up with solutions to the crisis. So they also pursued solutions and some of them led to IPP agreements that were set by the World Bank to be something that could even cripple our economy for generations to come. We had to renegotiate many of them. We also had our crisis. And I'm just telling you, a crisis now, government in dealing with okay, as a result, dealing with those crises, and a haircut, a few things to buy. Don't come in and sit here as if so be targeted. Pensioners just to hurt them. I mean that's a lie.
Say you can see about how someone you nim say ye ni pay for bebre edi nkomo ye ne owura mo abia edi nkomo ye hwe sika kura na ye betumi de arrestate sa banks ni nyina edi sika esi edugu banks na under normal circumstances no entasumu esan say banks out there Kenya na ye say e ka na omo de betumi de so mo sene ayaba na if I say 10 billion Ghana cedis. But at the end of the day, no, you see over 25 billion Ghana cedis, and you dey collapse banks, no, you dey.
You want to open that topic now?
Yeah. Next week, you know,
because sorry, go ahead.
Honestly, I didn't want to be part of this conversation, but I feel that I say straight in line CB.
Okay.
Sefa is saying crisis are buying buying inheriting
no man cause one inherit
like buying encounter ya no face no e bi si wo ya bakose muda ya fa no say sanity.
No, you're saying funny. So, can you tell me near BSc?
Okay, sorry. For me, I don't.
No, but who can be there?
No,
sorry. You go ahead.
Anyway, I disagree with you, but
no problem. Sorry, you go ahead.
You know, sir, crisis now. Edia trapia debia. The taunting and the go assume say because of COVID-19, because of this. We also know the reporter aftermath about audit report about. We also know say the same COVID-19 now catch Ghana for say fee or money they were sharing their monies. Phyllis Atete, Saglerigu, parliamentary candidates. And you want to make about say the Sika credit demand 100,000 can when or the money constituency for the match chairman. O man kai. We are remember say see when you tell us say COVID-19 aba. Oh, Russia Ukraine war, it's crisis aba. You people were living large. Pualugu a year when say irrigation project you did $12 million for your research KKC or no. And also you say COVID-19 the causes our crisis and as this canana. Parliament House one more you go to 2 borehole National Cathedral almost $58 million you sinking no you who to see adana techeno. And no make say Russia Ukraine war and I say COVID-19 and as Sikana ayira no we obetumi aba be gina hanu no aba be catch me say sika national service for ye di tia ghost nipa ye adwuma ye ntua ne ka no eno so ye crisis ana. See, let's not take Ghanaians for granted as if say you need the course. You people took it for granted and you come and sound in our head, oh, Russia Ukraine war, COVID-19. Meanwhile, at the end of the day, you people were benefiting and enjoying life. Sure? Yeah, when we're talking about fiscal discipline against profligacy, Nana Akufo-Addo never on any day compare the governments of US, Germany, China, and France, 4 countries here, Maboy. Who the Bobo ministers do name do Nana Akufo-Addo there? Who they also want to so? Let's look at where our the eco see here. Now, me tell Russia Ukraine war, COVID-19, and the no sparking me. Okay. And to the extent say this debt exchange program, this short change your friend say yeah no pensioners no more market keke. See, yeah call school na economics. Economy actually say the safest bond and as as an individual and as an entity wait to see cash safest. I don't know that 20 years 50 years crown safest no. Government bond. A bank way buy or reverse our theory no. If you Adam Smith across the economics by a chrono ground na bakose mu that. It was not safe. There was see demonstrators na ka o say obedu obi sika pensioner sika. Obi a wako na hu mi GM a na wo so no uni social intervention program bia for the aged and na say kokrafo omo sika omo sweat omo abre no o so do say koka 5 years to 15 years. Na sata no we. Now me zaro be catch say COVID-19 Russia. Now Ukraine na near to bomb wo ho no kra no. No mo GDP no. E dey better than me da say. E we dey ya kan wan say ma kan say be say.
Uma 2 minutes. Me plan me pe one.
No, no, Kasai responding.
I mean, 2017, 2019, no. So IMF stability now you're quite no about what two scandal and when you to be big. That time no say what travel so one inflation the yama 15% on now to me sabeboa. You got dollar at 3.72 better you no more running no. I am $4. You for the $4. Uja wako na dollar jirahi. Uja wako na dollar jirahi. You just stabilization fund. Look at this.
Okay.
But what did you use the money for?
Okay. Me da say tie
friend.
Ablekumanov mo be kwa na sabonko.
Oh, say Ablekumanov there. As far as the party, no, I'm say, my name so my file a case, no, say. omo be file it, but party na make it clear say near EC kano omo about parliament grand parliament I have discussions I just say the number of polling stations aka omo ntimi encolate miensa. They are on record to have said that. Yes, as far as I know. And there are lots of records IHS EC for no ankasa enumto zaka miensa normally. And the security breakdown happen here with NDC thugs making sure say omuntimi county your friend is saying collecti nianaka no and yeah, they was all we were dealing with. All of a sudden no 3 polling stations are done yes 19 because of some technicality. So the party doesn't agree with that. And as far as I know as well, the applicable laws no the CI 127 and PNDC law 284. And all those laws, when you read through, the lawyers have looked at them. And none of them Emma EC the power to order a rerun of any election. MPP doesn't know where EC got the powers to even say we should rerun elections anywhere. The only body in laws Ghana Hano Emma the authority to order a rerun a competent court of jurisdiction. So
you see need to me so make say
no.
Abana ye 2 year no aha we anya judgment no
according to our lawyers no they don't. So I say so obviously the case no a court and we will expect that the court that we respect will come up with the appropriate reliefs for us going forward. Previously, 4th January, there was a mandamus application that was also granted. And at that time, it was for them to collate. We only had issues with security breakdown. Now to go from what was 3 outstanding to a rerun for 19 is something that the court need to
share ebra yisi no declare results no video bi kura nam social media am say abrepam ye be producers be yam yahwe say pink sheet bi kura ana war electoral commissioner greater according to the reports no say sa oni no Greater Accra Regional Chairperson Adema Yisi na ballot pink sheet bi ne nyamanema bi edition konwa bi ase ne pink sheet bi koye video no say ye betumi ya ma ya hwe kakra bi a na yetie commentary ana reporter na osabre no erane aka nsama no no odi nani hu sase ogina ho bi na wo hu no say ye betumi atie de course no bi na fefi wona ye ba ye bisa say so say yisi no eye bibi ete sampane ampa ene na resource na NPPC eno no omunya omude awini edi so no ne omunya omude awini yisi no ntumi enka ne de no na eno ne de wo hen say aye ready anka mo yenhwe kakra
onye we yo
say we trouble na se bedwani okokasa ewo kasa asempa baako ana yisi pani bi omo collision center ho no
yenye no she red
she pink
bi yenye no a nanka yetumi ahwe na yahwe bibi koso wo ho bibi kitua bi koso wo bra na wo mo koso no na pink sheet bi akodi baby she table ase obi age pink sheet o de ko sane market no yahwe na se be yi a nanka yenyina no so nanka efe ni enkomo no na yewi a trouble mrase bedwani so de okan se nyade a won be pina to abane na to china bibi besi ni nema no na so yetumi eti ahwe no so yeti nanka yetumi ede aye se enye ready dia na okay sefa yahwe
yeah
mumu wa rechemu se mu na mu wini ye mu candidate akua free ye se onu no o wini ye enti where them crowd winning, I say 3 polling stations na kan ko mo keka ni nyina bɔ mu mpo e de ma Ewurabena Obin kra na anya de obe wini mo party na wini enti semfo ne sɛ 19 ngobode aba no emra ma kwan ma yisi se de awo kan se emra ma yisi ne kwan se wo mo enkyere se rerura no nkoso agye se court na eka no enu nti na mo ka se mo mpene ana se san 19 no ekoba se eto a mo be lusu okay am say video ni enti mo me yenhwe yenti kakra
between the party agents, so that is what you see now. But they don't want to. They want to show the pink sheet to the media, so we can verify. We can show the signature on both sides. So you see one of the EC officials, the one in the pink, going with the pink sheet. The NDC organizer wants to show to the media. She has carried a pink sheet and she's carrying the pink sheets away. And that is what the NDC is raising concerns to. So the woman in the pink at the very far end, Jude, if you can help me get that shot, she carried the pink sheet and she has folded it and she's taking it away and she's now coming back. No. So that's the pink sheet. You see the woman trying to hide under the seat over there. This is unprofessional coming from the EC woman. So that's the pink sheet. The woman, you could see in short, is hiding from the cameras. And this is not right from where we are sitting. And then I'll try and get this in. I think the NDC seems to have some points here. And I see now why the NDC continue to raise concern. So now they have brought back that they brought another pink sheet from that side, the one the woman initially hid. Let me see the man in the sea blue over there. There has been some kind of this. Let's listen to the NDC and hear what they have to say now, because I don't see why the Electoral Commission refused the organizer to let us see the signature on the pink sheet, and you saw the swapping of the pink sheets from the woman in the pink. We are told she's the original director of the EC here, and she quickly took the pink sheet and hid it under that table, and we don't know.
Where the Prince Madasapana, but Uncompetent, yes, I am a yashia. It's a say. Or baby near your pink, you know. Yes, see, or no, on your greater crowd regional chairperson, MIEC. Director, MIEC. Now, or the pink sheet, you know, it's your shed your pink, you know. Any baby are not here, no baby or sort of coy, or some better, you know, pink sheet and baby or the fire, and they are not or say sea blue, but maybe no say sea blue or no so your wine. Interaction bend the course so oh, send it by me no, and I said by me and say, or no, and to Prince what the Wadaroma. Me and such a video, near show woman or shopping critically.
So that is what you see now, but they don't want to. They want to show the pink sheet to the media, so we can verify. We can show the signature on both sides. So you see one of the EC officials, the one in the pink, going with the pink sheet. The NDC organizer wants to show to the media. She has carried a pink sheet and she's carrying the pink sheets away. And that is what the NDC is raising concerns to. So the woman in the pink at the very far end, Jude, if you can help me get that shot. She carried the pink sheet and she has folded it and she's taking it away. And she's now coming back. No. So that's the pink sheet. You see the woman trying to hide under the seat over there. This is unprofessional coming from the EC woman. So that's the pink sheet. The woman, you could see in short, is hiding from the cameras. And this is not right from where we are sitting. And then I'll try and get this in. I think the NDC seems to have some points here, and I see now why the NDC continue to raise concern. So now they have brought back that they brought another pink sheet from that side, the one the woman initially hid. Let me see the man in the sea blue over there. There has been some kind of have this. Let's listen to the NDC and hear what they have to say now, because I don't see why the Electoral Commission refused the organizer to let us see the signature on the pink sheets, and you saw the swapping of the pink sheets from the woman in the pink. We are told she's the original director of the EC here, and she quickly took the pink sheet and hid it under that table, and we don't know.
Yeah, we share video ni ya. Mamina no share pink atade pink no. Of her pink sheet. And no the fire mu a no san bae. Na abrante no share sea blue no oye hwan. Ewuraba bi so ti abrante no share sea blue no ono so say ewuraba no so ye hwan. De ekoso ewo mame no share pink no. Okoba ye no pink sheet bi o de fa table na se ye sei no. Any abrante no share pink or share sea blue atade sea blue long sleeve no. Any ewuraba na owo ho no wo mo ye hefoa. Then the course ewo ho. Se fa na bi gina so de aka say. NDC Sabra no start raising concerns say bibi koso ho a eye fishi. Entini yisi no muma emuna ho fan. Per this video ya ye hwe yi no. And convince you ama hunu say something went wrong. Ewo bra omo about the pin sheets. Ye kan wan some ntema edu baby aye dure.
Yeah.
Yes sir.
Wo omaya ye timi ede a whole election across Supreme Court. Said 20, that would be what, 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
Meboa.
Yeah.
Court. Any baby, omo develop a docket. Na omahwehwemu na omo discuss pink sheets ni ade ni ahwe. Bibia to sin no na ya hyenema. Meboa. For me, Ablekumanov, nipa bi wo ebi church me mu near course ni ade say nipa bi the original pink sheet no almost destroy no ni ade. I think some bebre. To be honest, we the first time me mahuni. I would not want to comment on it because I don't believe say me war that competence no so to even attempt to discuss Mameno, what she was doing, what the background near there. And no investigators. Ejuma. We all saw election do baby who say Ubikwa why threatening no near there. So far the government hasn't even put anybody under any serious investigation and trial and all that. So far. So only I mentioned the government name now law enforcement authorities no. The need to look into some of these matters.
Those issues happen under your administration.
Fine. But remember, that was the tail end of the administration, election time, I'm just saying, say, government is a continuum. If such case in the it's been some 6 months or so, more than 6 months after. So what I say.
Yeah.
And to say, pink sheet to be exercise and now will be movie be by this time all these things should have been investigated and only I mentioned what's a court and I'm sure in the wisdom of the law and the framers of the law to make sure say it's a court of competent jurisdiction and also so if we get to a stage, right? I'm not denying or accepting anything. I'm just saying, say, maybe suspicious and all that, So should be properly investigated by the rightful authorities. Now, and there may be a more attachment. I was so more court by now, and that's the MPP's position. Say, if some of these things need to be rerun for one reason or the other, it has to be adjudicated by a competent court of jurisdiction.
No, I mean, it's a normal. And can say you see there some court. And say you see no, it's Philip Mukasa Rane.
The law doesn't allow EC to order such rerun.
We have press conference, my general secretary Justin Kodia can say be ebisa EC chair no say or you Christoni enti so ye Kristo no no de nokredie na be ni bibia obisa say adentina all of a sudden yisi no adwen asesa esan say owura jose nu katia abeka bibi say yisi na ese woyi wo mo
they've been threatening them. Have to
do. Say ye yisi no esan say omo anya adwuma yi enti ne sasam no bae ne enti no na yisi no eye saa de o ye se na be ya ebe protect the job ana eye saa na mo hunu no se rest just say do katia sam o kan ye enti na yisi no twiasan a o tu saa na mo ye ana say eye bibia say yisi ni ye ne dadaada if the yisi have the resource said your more can ampa adentin no mo asesa o magin so mo kokoro run 19 police stations no na wo mo nka say resource aye yisi ye nya ye no enu nie
na me ka say chief I mean general secretary MPP could ya ehun say na adwen ye no I don't have anything to add to that
okay.
Respectfully because no dear say will be a Christiani and kind of prayer and I almost throw and yeah, all those things can happen and yet proper say a party is threatening EC so on baby at this point BB crowd who attempted to do anything with the EC will be who say wow no a BB need a whole hour day that's up to General Sedun Ketia Chairman Sedun Ketia to in the opinion almost or more attack EC no money ade General Secretary MPP and so no who say ABS na ama omo U10 yeah almost yeah according to the party that's also his opinion I wouldn't want to comment on that except to say maybe the simple matter that we're looking at is that in the MPP's records so to say all the evidence MPP want to say they collated I was here collating Yamiensa. And we are confident that Samiensa no crying in no ye lose Samiensa in ye be winning election. So to us and now no, we don't see why there was a movie from Yensa to 19. We don't agree and we want a court to adjudicate the matter. A very straightforward to me. In the court to we believe say we have enough evidence to show say Ampaka Yensa. So, and when that happens, we should be able to finish Sami and Sano, so that the rightful declaration is done, which we believe say they are winning.
Okay. Abusa Penny, yeah. Per dia abey, mujina brand say, mujina say, polling stations maku edun kunono. Mobekwa amaya kokoto abano ewo ho. Anasa musu say yisi na mo otu no, musu mawini. Enti no declare say mo candidates on no ye winner and we din kunim ana so say 3 polling stations na omo ka ho asem no sa 3 polling stations na ese mo san kokoto ho aba na say mugina bre pa e wo yi se gina si ni ene de wo hin
ya me da se bi em na dingo ya onim say sa 2024 elections ya abana ye koto we no e ya blekumano for issue EC declare NDC a Rabida winner. Ono declare the first.
So you under the rest.
Good. Obia what declare on not television cameras is we be na my play under that duress I then will show to Ghanaians. Where is the evidence? That under duress now MPP for clear to me Kayama one minority leader and praying the then majority leader. Also, NDC for the second and the two and the Gina also. Was he able to show Ghanaians at the Kodiasi? Also, on Tiase, no one declare. We declare about ACA 63 polling stations outstanding. I know the near Tiase. Say, elections in Monto de Nyanka, say, so we declare Obi now on Tiase, I want the court. But because once we were Ben Munington. They put pressure on the EC. I am Mammy Jane Mensa, no Kwaku of Red Kwaku Cerebral. Cerebral Kwaku. And an impediment for Koko, no was a Davy. Young fine, yea, it's your baby, we may be a Okobu. About 2 hours yet we. on train the laws guiding young elections say ya announce result e police station ana
say bibi na ma bibi
e dem
bibi na ma bibi say na mo nkrofo no e tata yisifo no nti yisifo so mo security no mo tumi declare results
e ja na o show wa hai ade ya uchire yi na o show wa hai ade a wo say ye cast ye tata won enu na wo show ma tiefu nyina ahwe Mami Gladys mo obrofo dingi pinkra Mami Gladys pinkra onu no ye director election yisi Greater Accra onu no kura pink sheet na original pink sheet no tumi be fafi adaka nim no wo de akohia chia hye won kai makoyi foforo aba won ahota no de aba beka ho
say na buhunu no say you to be
that was the reason why young crowd is one penny. That was it. That was the only reason why we said the real pink sheet was there because you see no a custodian of that pink sheet. That document is only easy. Young football players, you know.
You have copies.
What you say? Young players, you know. Yeah, but one my copies. Young pink sheet in 50 years call. Ya koto abana ya mfa pink sheet in 50 years call police station.
Say na yisifo dia.
Yon dia. Iti wongu no bema ya sense ibiribia ni ewie bibia wate copies amaye.
No.
You keep your copies. Even in Mradu Crutches and Kayeto Abewia. This officials, no. As I say, we paste it, we police station.
No be to me ashe.
No be to me ashe, no be kwa camera. We chat to the phone, so tie ba. No, they are kwa chire. E di nti na maami we na nkrofo ntumi anya saade no. E chama mimi asase ma orezi ya meka to say maami no ko owo water figures no. Wonim say emre chinye hyew ne ba nyina wo frɛ returning officers no. E bo buy. So bia me we returning officers and as we presiding officers.
Presiding officers, yeah.
One man no me verify say figures na what dey aba na MPP fu say wo. Mo frɛ wo say scan copies no. What me confirm? When say one presiding officer, I catch and say, figures in a woman in signature in Ayadia. But I be a no back woman say, scan copy nation now what the channel. When the one who rejected ballot to be a.
Meanwhile, original there is rejected ballot.
Rejected ballot. What the abrano. Yeah, with him. And then, make sure side in Inano. Me bomodi na me say me come yi akai me makohwe me phone no say me kai say I kept some one particular portion bi e wo me yi no so a say me read a paragraph no o say the presiding officer first confirmed some of the numbers on the pink sheet, but when he got to the part about rejected ballot he was shocked. There was a figure there that the set he didn't know about. Ono na kasa na amodia de na base we ye wo na ho kyerɛ we wo na ho sign no o se figure bi wa minim that figure yi de minim ba bi ewi na tie last ayi no o se the numbers are accurate, but as for us no ballot were returned. However, I can view ballot that were rejected here. I am unable to verify that on that particular day there were no ballot returned on that particular day. Where did you get it? Where did you get that thing from? Not to me your papa signature, not to me your pin sheet, to me scan it. Will be anyone to me scan it? You want kasa agent?
That's fraud.
You see?
That's fraud.
That is fraud. Then you yes, if you didn't know quite a share so what from the tenants and meaning said the was a video now. Papa Kasa the confirming and you know crowd. Another one somebody denying. If you do baby no or Bakukrade also or no crowd or maybe
Mona Namu raise concerns said near maybe Koso and Kosesha and Kosi. Ebrea ban sano my hwehwemu bi mo as a political party my hwehwemu bi say the pink sheet now or the buy and per video ye kura no mo raise consensus o bebre kwa enti no mo ye hwehwe mu bi afa ho hunu say ma me de we firi akwa ha anasa obarima bi nso de we firi akwa na sasemasi bi obenti bi de we firi akwa bibi sai si mo hwehwe mu ya mo tumi ehu say na tie
ya ye ni nyina bet ye ni to me no say ye betumi a prosecute won na mo ye de bema attorney general na police na wato aso eno de me wires had the young pen for na wo ho na wo dan ni mu including the late Adekoka if you remember no mo nyina wo ho asem ho kai no say sa rocks ya wo yen electoral system ni ma wo koto abade bia ni obewi ni wo so won pere na wo de angadan am obi na gigiska ayese de awo pe no as say you make sure say even if the head is removed sa wo na wo form a wo ye sa ne mani nyina na see prosecute won aja wonim say sa de yankrofo yi mami ene Gladys Ayapenkrai ene ni team wo say do obi she blue light blue and now kan wasem ene wo obi ade ni she mpena say nipa na san twe na kwan no de ye fono kokata so say obi to be ma twe drawer no ene yi sa de no sa krofo ni nyina need to be investigated and prosecuted. They should prosecute them if
say be ade na mo
how if we need details
aja mami ka se menchiro sa game ya yewo me anya no
sa game be political game
mami ka se menchiro na meka na onipa ne me money din ma contested da na me penny bi so wa benim onu so contested da na me di na chi pa na unim say emra me pen o we ni all right o na wonim so wo ma magye no gabo ne ye wide me nua divine ho wa contest bi da ye wo form wa oja say yes officials e wo ho so wo be bua o ma we wini a wo be wini me jiro wodi emra de ni ade ba ya na nu say me penny na me ka no whatsapp no the ben no wodi figure no wodi bi ewure mma no wodi bi say de daba wodi bi wure mma wodi bi nti wo ngamfa mma no kura no wodi 20 sengu so na di bi gida say me support no nti me di man tumi anka na me an ko contest bi no ebra wo ye ballot ne keke no onipa no ye ballot no me ne ti say nti wo nim figure opese memfa 1 nti ono ye yi na e ba no odi we ni show we say me ofa no odi we ni share ha me paper na ha no de say me kokuromoti ya owi e wo yi we na no yi to ni nsam no de ma
ade we a serious case na ka e kokko
me utumi wo ni pa ko no dia na wo de be ko
ade wo na o ka ti turu you be hu so ni pa ko no
ejina be ka say
turu you be hu ni pa ko no
these guys they can manipulate anything
utie asamu a mo chama kan ye chama ese di kwatia kan say ondo gidi say yisi e wo ho sabire so mu nyina e ko no enunti na yisi no 19 police station ho asama basa de be ya on betumi ato na mo awini saa na musumu no ne sense NPP kire say eba ne saa asamu a mo chama ne kan nti na yisi ne anya adwe sakra prekopesa
eja enye no kura me di me say enye no because Charlotte say she was warned what can openly wo ye be you ye banku a ye be you be Charlotte or say utmi administer
why na kan
or supervise including can or hini Japan onu kura do say Charlotte say position no nya no sabe o pay no fu mani mo de ne ba bi na kwaje yi me bo am kan kire me Gabi ye nim ya Gabi ka kire o say ye nya consultation enough until Charlotte say we go this I can quote plenty many of them they said it and so Charlotte said to me supervising Emma na me kufa do winning and me even the mra system na compromise kurado o to be ye Emma na me kufa do winning no declare no wo pa ya no wo pam no enye no na 7 year ka na mum esi du ketia a kire ni incompetence mo frɛ was yisi so one the senior you know the top 3 of Burundi. How could you perpetrate this crime, serious crime against the people of Sa? Many years ago, what fool says I do what the do constituency and memory. So you see the do constituency of my weapon 4 solid years without representation. Why should you have to do this? Yakoko, yefahi, mama many people who say 1 year. Result keka obe now so 2020. Look at what this woman did. Look at what this woman did. 6 different results. You really the case I court to near dia. Chachu Jikata raising issue was Mammy Bejina Beckham. Na me miss ourselves because I am ran out here Juba. I am man for Kaka and your court and figures and court. Sa court case they had the call legality or not on figures. The legal basis for Gina so they announce a result. I don't hear the court. What makes us out to be the man who quite on the phone church him? Mammy could do her. Enemy Abuan and Encrofu. May there be a friend King Solomon for Ghana. One would be assassin will be a some more catcher man in such a train case in the baby, a man of Jim will be son of touches very well, my loss. Anyway, I do but I know Majina Sumayina as a manua. My minister say, hey, man, yeah, and I'm putting them and away in the wape. Or may use a man who crowd parliament near our pen one year. If you look at printing, me to me printing and the security. No, paper are leaky. Move from is a ballot paper. No leaky. Why do you have to do this to yourself and Ghanaians? Now, when you say about 2020 alone, look at the number of people who lost their life. People who participate, you move from Wakoshebi, no beer winning, one abundant, and one uncle for the Joe and Okruha. No pale, a cramakumakwa. No, what you want, Naso. And no, let's see, don't get here, come once. And you be and yes, Wakoyo be your time. That is the phone taro, name. Ni incompetence or ni directors or deputy directors. How can a whole deputy director of election it to be from one political party and you say you are danger to Ghanaian democracy? So if I hear that, if you see or two or cabinet party okay. Description I wouldn't a whole political party of 92 we give that to 1992 constitution. Now to make us actually
okay. Divine a young one shifting of polls by these political parties too. Edu baby a na de yi sini be ye bia ye party bi fe. De yi sini be ye bia so anya party bi fe. Ene party na yi si ya bia bibia ye ne fe no. De yi si ye ne no anya ne fe. Party bia de yi si ye bia anya ne fe no. En de yi si ye no anya ne fe. Pe dia ekoso yi no. Wo ti akiri. Wo no ne sai.
Yo me da se. I mean, when I dear back, I have power. Our topic we want to say. A man your seminal, a camera quack say, on your trophy, I want to me. Like a soul shade about 3 more per se, one fan of Ukraine, Juma. So, who sees up, Jinapon, the MC politics, no be and advance a co and mupa. As some year came is a thin line between Nokre and intro. Oba kokabrani jina one side and why na adwin say sade ni favor no a and your intro be adwuma when oba konso jina baby no why na adwin so say nokre so fa nya adwuma on be biade na kwakọ se ye nyina ye ka se de nokre pa ye adwuma o sa asemi mu a Agya Kwabena enye baby anka esi ebedu enie fortunately me wa IPAC so what happened maybe a CBA or Electoral Commission so most of the time me hobby it I get the opportunity to get first hand information who the echo Agya Kwabena sa ablekuma elections ya asem ye beto to dwe nyina me no enya ha na me ba begina na maba bibua say osimesi ene wini asa obentin ede edincho but ye fa assembly to send ya eda ye ba be call elections ye to aba ni na wi a pink sheet na da hono no e wo duplicate hono mo a a year for political parties and as en for a contest your constituency almost some reps e be nya copies
okay
and na even pono so reps in Pamba Electoral Commission bibia mrabia ni wonu mu a ban no and as preventing from declaring the results so say we see whether MPP got a copy and as NDC nya copy Electoral Commission original no ogina so na certified that it ends the matter o declare
yeah
asemi aye kan nyina de bia me se Ghana a problem kese ye wo memu ase ye refusal to adhere to say be making sure say before I did mediation mun say no be accountable na KPIs I set am no be making sure say medie no be di project problem when you na ye kan na any electoral commission and the problem we have
yeah
on say the bone of contention here and say MPP as a party no ono say okita scan copies ono kita scan copies right the scan copies na certified entimi nyina so baby bia enfa ka say scan copies because scan copy bia ya dey betimi alter and the scan copy bia so originating from original copy. My question here is that where is the original copy from the Electoral Commission? What the funny say because you see I'm not say MPP there this there ujo mu mienu gina ho sisi a say yentwe da wore wa asemi ho a obi a be ko different size so if and say MPP for a present say omu nya 1,005 NDC for so nya 1,006 me between these two political parties you know, I can't trust any of them. What I say because obi a pushi agenda no e dey ama ne ho say na be satisfy on no cause say see say the 2 years see omo fa to nchen wo Electoral Commission there no certified results no e we because say ka do dey betu dwa ni a compare but na me no ka say MPP for argument na omo ka enim ne say results na Electoral Commission so ono so oni na no omo mo scan copies wa ha intie na so what I say NDC wants to so money on copies. What I say, but on copies no money. Na by force. Na by force. Say you contest election. You find your polling reps, your polling station rep. And maybe anyone more. I insist to say you to about so they polling station. Friends say reps call. And maybe anyone more force. One for go beyond chill. And also just in your abem. It's a member of rep. Amba election day no just say Electoral Commission media no twifuri mu never kwaka party and as a party bi obi apopa se da ye to aba no
no bia for
party we bia amba eno nka say maybe anyone mo e be ka Electoral Commission say mo reps are maintain results na me declare say da no ye find aduma inti na ye to aba na on the election day no say results no wo party no wo rep no one sign here it doesn't bar or prevent the EC official from declaring or not declare what problem be akone country it results are Electoral Commission onu akasa compile wie no declare no now so ye no ewe and about one you see ye to various police stations ya amalgamate ni abenanso na ba be constituency results imagine say me to aba me ko to aba wa da su matter the school ye to aba wie nyina ejina on ye ni gani na ye to aba na we nya 200 we nya 300 no we near the ahanom so de aba bebom near the nyina bom wie ya na ye say ye san so de baya ye say results na ho no no ye say to me confirm me obra me gina ye kan ye me one law no so kire say ese say de no pestimpo ni enya amount to me e de o mani hu the exact results no the rejected ballots the written and the keka onyina we na ba be gina no because osimesi minimum osimesi ko whether MPPO NDCO MPPO or my margin Electoral Commission or my margin some of no kra ni adwuma minimum interest almost serve unim say how simple misdeed we could have caused a big confusion in this country. So they are taking it for granted. So some no phone where I say bola sudan because obia in adwin say onye na adwuma no se ne fata me de
enti we nya no pa che say yisini na fum so ni free na na se dey
adabio Agya Kwabena yegina hey dey enti na your umpires and your referees e wa kansi
se na be prepare ye betuma ba
enti se prepare ye na mba na se echinu ahyewa ba na party any party bi e wo disagreement when na say odemra ni ye adwuma
se referee no de ogina mfimfi
so no hu ye no ka ye de bo ile nda me no ka se onu say yisini entumi nka de onu wo ontumi nka de onim e na parties for no we say me we say we me nim but see ye ka we nu na so no let's be objective say time was some we buy no I was at the IPAC ye the returning officers for ni be buy almost see some of the pinches they can't confirm they can't verify
Aye, omo to aba no mo hwe so.
Omo hwe so no say awe die ono onje ntum say ono ananye ono but se die scan copies no ono hu ni sisi ano on to me verify. Se depending to me verify as our results no.
Odi adwuma
enye. Odi adwuma. Enye ye. And now to me so make say etinchini ati who kita scan copies e was certain areas so. And all the scan okay yes also be ZMB before say most scan copies most scan copies of the other ones now even process if you want say polling stations near 100 ah yes okay most 100 remember see there be the one near the ebeti win no do you get it the bet we there win bet the club winning no the other ones no they are not making it available. This should tell you say issues were me court no mo dey akọ no I'm happy about it. Yeah, the call no more. The omu bia SSC yeka. By elections in some way, I'm surprised say bossman no man e call electoral commission e call parliament. No going some man.
I didn't
so
know.
So on director of elections. Elections. Ono ye for corporate affairs.
Corporate affairs, yeah.
And na tete for elections and operations or in charge of the grassroots. So three police stations now on no cost under oath no kase e three no ayo ton we dia na say omo ba ha no ma be sesa o ma dwen
say ade no a question so no be say na ade no wo call parliament no wa kokko so say obeka ne
obeka no kore
and now say e three police stations afo kwaya san ba wo say 19 year 19 which is which
you see ni nyina ya ade ameka che se nipa nka no kro wi ase ti me person be ka say boss man asem no ka no no kro but between the line somebody is not being truthful what I say iti me de Agya Kwabena sa asem wi ya yeken me de me electoral commission for ejumadi o madi eni me eye parkings eni ni ama me de mani ehun me de bia me siga na ni bia ko ni kotodwa ni no bompaya onda gankopon asese ye to aba we asem bia nsi abesia ko jojo because the caliber of people we have at the electoral commission senyanya me na fie I'm telling you na kade beto my Ghana no Agya Kwabena
are they not professionals?
See for me
people
I think that
attacking people you don't see anything well who see it attacking them catch on someone declare
no you see
and the police break down well
let's be honest obia ni wonu mu a ikomi an kon wa yeso ni mu a yaso ni pechi say kita pink sheet ni
na go now so that
camera jina ni so
well who videos ni bia
why
e bia no wo betu bia boy
you know I will look for it.
See
I kita obi or declare I think it was Okankwe you can say Patrick Boama honom onu atimi bie na no e can so declare over less than the total number of your friend is saying. We all saw it.
No, but
that's the
same thing.
And when these thugs are attacking people, and you don't see that, and you are now saying say electoral commission who is under duress.
Okay,
under duress, how can you see you know? And then ebia also more General Secretary asemo kan say anye bia esedu kete asemo kan nti no makose sa 3 to 19 na
and no dey
and not be part of the race
and na make say sorry the rest na me ka no me dey me hu video so ye kita obi a wotimi declare election over as a portion of the total number of
about how many percentage no
I remember 100 and something say 40 or so 40 were left out. That's what I remember. I'll find it. I'll look for the video and send it to you.
63.
Okay, but maybe what I'm trying to say is there was breakdown.
Okay,
there was security breakdown. There was a security breakdown.
Divine.
So we won't say elections no. Madam Jane Mensah one she ni nyama yi e be manipa benya gidie ewo nemu. Could you imagine at a point me and me yes I report to no my sister station Peace FM. Mami we detain from area 3 p.m. to 1 a.m.
How much?
It's one no more mami we buy be catch say Kofi on information be at my for the summary report.
I remember. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and I'll buy a presentation.
Yes.
Presentation now buy now buy. It was quite evasive and vague. Like we were looking for specific statistics. Say, okay, Eastern region, now you say, where you say. Uba now bet 2 months. Oh, the total number of registered voters is this number and this and that. So, and I say no. I said now can okay, yate. But breakdown.
Say Eastern region do send
it by. If you say, Osi okay, just 5 minutes. It's all 5 minutes. Now
2 hours.
1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Yet you what it one more mammy I got papa yes and so yendi around 8 p.m.
Yes, come
yet not ya money boy 11, 12. And a mammy bay a buy a shy I park original
life.
Odo crano. Well, who say be anyone more a chicken is all my summary reporting to only share my no sorry. No question, nothing. But no jay or coy. Agya Kwabena say Obiso Electoral Commission chairperson no would delay dealing with ya or no would kita who say ya. Can you trust such a person?
I know you say me says in actually
me oh two I mean come as a movie me can't pack as much I won't see
Abraham so
Abraham
here some night and see I know you better discuss it easy in general
No. If he was live, I didn't watch it.
No, what I'm saying that
this discussion because we're wading into areas some of us don't have any idea about what.
I just didn't want to confirm some of the names, but one baby a woman no dey ade no paper no e ko share one metu nyina electoral commission.
Yes. Omu
nyina electoral office ho. Baby amame no the paper no be see one of the minimum nyina. Me be say me bo mudi minimum nyina. They not who be light blue no. You're not in China no. See you see you be to aba no. You know political parties we entitled to tax and accreditation to operate. Who say and yet the same way system no all the political parties. Omo mu hwe wani no mu decide depending on omo ye pro a certain party and pro.
Oh,
they reduce. See this thing I protested me na me kochi ye tax no. And imagine say wakona ekwadonko a ye see one contest see wewu eni yi ni election ni mo. No ni party for now of the candidates on fill here 3 o. Ekwadonko to me enya 120 tax. Now PPP are filled more than 20 candidates. More than 20 candidates. Oh, Koya ni esi ama 16. Yesi fakofie.
I tag out best
accreditation.
Divine. You ina ye di mo hwe.
What you mean can't be some of
your iPad. No. That's not what we came to. It's not fair.
It has a bearing. It has a bearing on the outcome.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, the Juma dear hunting and
but near all kikano, near bia. Nobody here. At least I would able to complete accept all this.
But you know, I won't sit here
you say 100
to fabricate
falsehood. But there may be other information that nobody can respond to, and it's not part of our discussion. So what you say?
So for
who get it? Who momu na obonkofobi buga? Who cannot even respond to?
Me come party tax crowd.
How can I lie? How can I say so? I have no idea about those.
Because even accreditation to the media.
Okay, what's that issue?
Yes,
fine.
Sanka media to be beba in the history me you can about to media chire pa na so na me pesa be mu agim bi kra say yes betumi aka kire say media no ye be ma 10 accreditation media houses be 10 pe ye be ma kwa coalition center
But then I make a say maybe another show to discuss.
Why do you want to gather?
No, because we have a pressing issue.
Topics are discussing in ano. Galamsey asemu Galamsey asemu ewie ma be Ukraine Russia. Sending in Abba movie. No, Agya. It is our work.
Can I say, 2 minutes. Divine was no, bibi about the fact is say no credit bi as a bibi to see be or baby. So what you say at this point in the case no so I agree say a court needs to because court no now be prepare or no nye
Mama Lande because like
divine don't me we
that be any was our electoral commission mama na say like
because why busy discussing people
it's not divine to toe your line. We are all mature.
How can I did I try to divine?
We are talking about electoral commission. Essence a woman that say Yanko to 19 police stations.
But specifically about Ablekuma North.
I think Ablekuma North Electoral Commission and the says
about no. But then now we're saying discussing how a media accreditation. Some of us have no insight.
Issue says I say discuss. Galamsey is saying. In Serbia, one change. It has nothing to do with Galamsey issues.
Some issues were raised. I'll be by next year responding.
It has nothing to do with
the first time. Even CEOs cry, even complain. Say electoral commission refused to give them a
because divine starting all cast or say I say boss man a cotton ho yin sama hodra no esan say e ho no mrasebedwa mu so no ye de mra na ye adwuma wo se 3 polling stations afro koya samba ya mo se ye koya 19
sure
it is 16 if free hin abeka 3 no ho na abeka 19
na court ni be
ebra wo ba mrasebedwa mu ebeka sa 3 no na mo nim sa 16 bi o baby am de ka ho a ebetun aye ya na enti no sa perperi ye na enkoso anokro na enkoso ne tiye na enkoso ewo yisi no afamu no ena otwe adwansu say enu nti biribi abesin ko no we see the inconsistency on the part of yisi ena no de kasa
the level na ade na ko no so
about 2 minutes
yeah the level na ade na ko no edu stage bia you know or can enema bia in some ways he may be the only person privy to the details of those but then you say be obi again
oh there be and there be una want
but the American say your friend is saying he made some points about say be nipa or call parliament. These are all fair points. Nobody is trying to gag anybody, but the bottom line is that Ablekuma North now isn't it so interesting say easy for intimate verify documents against MPP there. MPP and they provided. My understanding is that there were some attacks. I almost destroy MPP for copies, physical copies.
Wow.
Okay, that's what I understand. But whatever it is, they had already, because by standard procedure, no more scan documents not to hold. So that's why they are referring to scanned documents. But here we are insinuating say somebody may have even forged, okay, which is a criminal offense, and yet MPP me provided these documents with confidence. Say these were the ones they scanned before. Unfortunately, I even know some details. I won't put it out here. Nipa or there, and they were not supposed to. The Koema will be destroyed documents. But having said that, where is NDC's documents? Where is the EC's documents? But yet it means in what say as will be a change BB. Only MPP. Because Ghana for Senka NDC for Omo Penokreno. Obia kase we dey bet me a forgery. In terms of scanned a year will be so disputed because will be castle dispute. I don't say necessarily say a forgery. So tias e bia we huni ye bi kwa odintro. So but that's what NPP for are providing almost scanned documents. All of a sudden, NDC, which is the governing party right now, are almost what the power and the attorney generals they enforce the law for all of us. And to me, for the say, Obi aforji baby. Wow, common sense. NBC for one day, EC for the and so and you have the temerity to pretend they say. I be there to me provide bibi a signature in our so bibi so preside what are you hiding? What are you hiding? When we go to court, they walk up the ones with the copy. Because you know that it's the truth. Oh, the presiding officer hold on. The MPP as we end this discussion, all I want to tell the viewers is the MPP for GBB. So, and no change BB insinuate here. Why wouldn't NDC by now have shown this? To show and even make sure say these people will be prosecuted because a criminal offense. Because you know the truth. We want to see.
19, why are you running away from 19 police stations?
Why we running away? Why we need an area? We that want the thing and you have. No, we are the only ones that are showing copies. Where are your sheets? What they are because you know the truth. And you are lying.
You are having a figure with your what was
you are lying. You are trying to lie to
us. Because presiding officer are proving it
and
to
the
you.
courts are going to deal with
you here. Say presiding officer did not.
Where are your copies?
Where are your copies? Those who are in charge.
You are lying. You're pretending.
Busapeni
unimpa
say ye kan about to assess ye ti hey say ye per resource a ye yisi nchen and ye beji a resource e free dia yisi beka no and Ghanafo ye nyina ye betie say ye party A, party B, party C, party Q enyo no no be dictate e de ma yisi aka say yisi yankoto aba na yama yankoto aba kina yisi wan to aba na yempene wan me yanto aba na yebepene ene na sefo yisi de gina asie eno besi enti as we speak I made the sasam na ko pay court enti de gina asie court do besi no eno betumi aboyan pa ma say samba bi o say discuss ya yetumi a discuss na yie pa me ya bre no ayebe yes ya be na ayebe pa me ya but for 24-hour economy no mo lanche anke say tumi abredi hu nkomo
the next week here
we hwe ni mahudu a ewo mu pa
you know me 24-hour economy me wa ho asem kakra
okay
e kan ehia me
okay
you see the ehia me wo mu kojokojo ni say me policy bi a di enyuma be ma mabunu aye nji enyuma be ba youth no kotoko mu no I subscribe to and this is the kind of policy a founding party a championing. For me, I want us to look at how I able to me my suggestions and recommendations are able to me ejina na ye nyina ya benefit as a country. Omanpanyi lanche ye no o kan sem bebre or say it is hinged on 8 pillars. And 8 pillars no outline alist come be pass on me sure say 24-hour economy na ebe jina. But the bedrock and kasa for this 24-hour economy the private sector. Me dear, as someone hear me kese. I'm writing a paper on this. On this our about policies are government policies are buying beer the paper. Na Mahama whether 24-hour economy why agree for feed whatever project in na no ade ba ko a ebema no fairly pa and successful and they say you looking at the issue from the mindset and the orientation of Ghana for the youth no see the mindset of the youth no say no Charlie Agya Kwabena to say ajigon.
They said baby I baking crying.
Baking crying and I research ya conduct say in the next 3 to 5 years Agya Kwabena see I show you as a country you be importing artisans.
Ejumayefo yes big graph for the Messi
for you be importing and that me no ka say you to no obian person obeko under obesu adwuma hwe obi ye hairdresser first na you so no unantia nkwansinia woni baby akwa okọ carpenter shop woni mo okọ electrician shop okọ sisi wey and then upo plumber aba be fix it o problem mama wa it's a big issue and must see an 24-hour economy ya uye you to no ne mebu no adwuma omo pa adwuma de aye anu da nchen ya investors no me private sector no omo de musika koshe business ni mu the mindset of the youth no ne Ghanaian no e boy nyuma e gu nyuma ubi adwuma sisi a wo fo obi adwuma mu na wonte ho no mu abeba ni ye wia oguburo ye sewa adwuma you can upa be phone you can people will attest to nipa say your adwuma investment small investment will be a shop am obi ye wia no sa mindset we sa ban am fa hye ngu honum anhwe ko ye be fa so ye be conscientize youth no ye be train you ye be educate you ni ahwe ko ye be fa so amabu no dem sa be share adwuma mu a I'm telling you say you do 24-hour economy you do whatever at the end of the day no nkrofo adom be no adwin fini adwin money nti no because of their indolence and the fact is some pay adwuma e be wie no na ni nyina akwaje gon nti Agya Kwabena me de 24-hour economy no say man pani pa the policies oye nyina no onhwe ko be fa so a ye de hihye be to akwan mu a the educational sector no ebe ma youth for no
orientation no
enya adwe papa e dia for mine no ho ko me pass omo so be ye omo part dia mo mine ko
all right different me da some sebrani nti ye tumi any ho
oh but yes no query said the divide can I want to lay his fears say on nya botre be ye metina say e bia the fears ni say 3 years 4 years na e bia survey de chire no say ye nya nkrofo a ye de won be ye practical artisan for the other and this government deliberately policies on the to come and say yeah but yes we are in conjunction with that 24-hour economy no Agya Kwabena and until the national apprenticeship program na at least yeah be training mrante ne maba wa won are ready so we be sua adwuma na ye ma wuntuaka ye kire wadwuma say ye wonsa no adwuma opese wo ye masonry wo ye carpentry opese wo ye refrigerator repair and am over yeah bibisa obi opese wo ye sa POP ni ade nyina no ye wo master sa obekwa sua wo de nchen na aban no ebe ya de so obema wo start maybe kakra de ato botom wi a opon ho no so no obema wo nakade a obekwa set up awan kasa obetumi dia ko biwe adwuma e dia adwuma na efei that 24-hour economy no to boost a deliberate policy to boost the economy to increase productivity and to reduce unemployment yes
I almost say a bit me a boost GDP no by say 30% I read somewhere I mean we told the people say NDC there's nothing like 24-hour economy in the first place. It's a vision. An aspiration.
Yes.
You can't have a 24-hour policy, 24-hour economy policy. You can't have that. And so far we are being proven right. Now they are saying that it's going to be based on the private sector. Most of the funding is expected to come from the private sector. They are talking about skills development. Skills development, YEA. Any Ghana enterprises have been doing Ghana enterprises have been doing skills development 24-hour economy almost 133 one job 3 shifts 3 people mebwa and obia be kwa passport office and 8 hours 8 hours ndi nyina say yes adane an agricultural based private sector led program according to President Mahama. You know, so clearly Adeni Nyina has been rebranded. Now it's skills development, which was already being done. Now it's Insanwejuma and all these things and giving people these things have been in place. Intino clearly. Since when? What do you think YA any Ghana enterprise and NYA nominate? What do? They've been doing startups and other things skills development for people. Ya rebrandi ade ni nyina, and it's now again agriculture based private sector led program according to President Mahama. Private sector led.
So the
and government funding now they have to be no ade no 419.
But anyway,
me that say 419, say 783, say 442, say again. And some the me dey be ana because asem obefia no why boko no watwen. Say dey be buy ba ku your friends so napku. Na ye nyina wo gidie wo mu a ye hu BBC ye no. Wo so ye hwe. Aha. Say be wie. Aha. Enti ye be hwe de be si. Ayo. Okay, me that say. Enti divine me that say. Ebusa pre me that say. Na fe one confusing me now.
Ghana Publishing started 24 hours. Ghana Publishing already had 24 hours of printing before the government came. Settings government.
Ghana Publishing for the now can work. You better bring your account some actually since I made the medical share deal of now. And Principal Fosifa Eba my MPP, Madam Sena for Divine Kroma, Eba my PPP, and Abusa Penny for the school fee. Munko ono so ba ma NDC aman yuko no na mame fa enchiama me mame bi ohwe me na no pay anti comfort say oda na ko nwum boko abrewa na abrewa hwe me abrewa no pa bi mo achi pa na ese me besrawo me nya kwa amaye e dan ameba abusua pani mu ko se me kan che chance amate una ye chief chef e papa ye abusua pani so chia papa na se said the idea abusafo be fa abusafo bibi betumi asi
video na no mo declare yen counting we ma send the abro
what say na mo mate ene yakopon adoma da se ne ye be hwe e be sa bia na kwotokora asigene na wie dadade a
NDC for
the ye be hwe
number 1
e be di sa bere no ye be hu ni nyina eti me do mo se na mada mi team no so ase ye tumi and discuss 24 hour no esane ebre no se na ebre ni tinti no ene ye ne se ye hyamobo se yakopon adoma da se ne ye be komu pa na yadom asuko yi papa meda mi team na se obutum hyehyɛ dwumadi ni nyina betra se na ye amana ye fo wa hwɛ me so meda se ma special eyes this way na fini fufu ene tabakwan so musu yase ema ye de ebre wo ye sɔre so no sanka ye be say sa video na maame na okɔ Malaysia ekodi di restaurant no o say restaurant ho Malaysia ho no omo de ato o say esukom e di Africa for Africa for it is so di restaurant wa na wo di bibi kaka mo bo ho be pa cho mo na ye fanso ne mi se ho say sa oman ye ko ne say
ha ya Malaysia Kuala Lumpur na me call restaurant ase me kodi